Hey guys, it's John, small time bookseller. I'm here because I sold some books. And, it's been a couple of weeks since I was last making a video, but I've been busy. Actually, more likely it's my daughter that's been busy, and I've had to just haul around all over the place, which is fine. I don't mind doing that a bit. But it has been a busy time. So I'm here, though, because I did sell quite a bit, and I want to tell you what that was, and that's what I do. So when I sell some books on eBay, I'll come on here, I'll tell you about them. That's pretty much it. I don't do any garage sale videos. I don't do any yard sale videos. I don't do any GoPros at the Goodwill Bins, looking at my hands like angry men lying in mud, indecipherable strangers handing out inexplicable humiliations to an unidentified army of horsemen laughing in his head. Oh, what a day! No, I mean, that's not at all what this is about. And so it's just me telling you what books I sold. Last video, I had a comment from somebody that's saying, when you're going through your books that you sold and you keep losing track and can't figure out where you're at, maybe you could do something to not do that anymore. So I've taken your advice, dear reader. Thank you. And I have a much better system. Took a little more time to actually lay it out. So hopefully I won't have you won't have to see me go, hold on. That was 21. Where's 22? Other than just now. But, we'll see. Because I did make at least one mistake on the list, and hopefully I'll catch that. So as always, we're going to go through the books. And at the end, I want to show you something that I picked up at the Goodwill. Yes, I got it right here at the Goodwill Bins a few days ago. I don't know how valuable it is, but it's kind of cool. I want to share it with you. So let's start off. So as always, we're going to start off with, would be from November 15th through the end of the month. Everything that's sold November 15th through November, what would that be? 30? January, February, March, May, June, July, August, November, December, November, September, October, November, 30 days. So yeah, November 15th through November 30th. Counting them on my knuckles. I don't know if you saw that, that. Anyhow, nobody cares. Let's start it off. First off, $7, Virus 1918. My philosophy, I don't ever list anything that's under $10. If I ever sell anything that's less than $10, it's because I took an offer on something that's been sitting a while. Sometimes I'll send out an offer at $9, but sometimes I will take offers for less than $10 if it's something that's been sitting a while. Oh, I just had a sale. I've always wanted that to happen. $20. I've always wanted that to happen. Like I'm making a video and I get a sale. That's awesome. Love that. Okay. Anyways, the next one. So one time I picked up a bunch of chess books, these vintage chess books. Obviously, someone's collection had been donated to the Goodwill Bins. They're all sitting there. So I picked up several. I've sold a couple. This was another one from that collection called Center Counter, $8.25. Chess is a good genre. It sells pretty well. The next one was a collection of cartoons called The Heart of Juliet Jones, one I was not at all familiar with. It sold for $9, and that went internationally to Germany. Next one was several videos back, several months ago. I picked up about 100 or more military aircraft books, and they've been selling every once in a while. Sometimes I'm selling them a lot, sometimes individually. This was from that collection. So this was The Wings of Cessna, sold for $9. If you're not, I always mention this in every video because I know there are people who are probably coming in here at the first time. I source my books primarily at the Goodwill Bins, the ones nearest to me, which are up in Houston. I sell for $3 for $1 or $2 for $1, whichever one you want. They're 50 cents each, or they're $3 for $1. So if you buy 2, it's $1. If you buy 3, it's $1. But that's where I get most of my books. There also is a an Amazon return store nearby here in another town. And I go there sometimes, but they are not as cheap as they used to be. And so I kind of have to, pick and choose when I pick stuff up there because I'm paying more like $2 to $3 a book rather than 33 cents. So that's pretty much where I get it. And then there's a Goodwill nearby that I occasionally find something at. And a couple other thrift stores nearby. And very, very rarely will I go to garage sales or estate sales. So All right, moving on. $10. I've got 4 $10 books here. So the first one, The Other Side of Midnight. That was a vintage hardback copy of this fiction, and that sold for $10. And the next one was Sonia Rykiel, I think that's how you pronounce it. Universe of Fashion, sold for $10. The next one was A Manual of Children's Deliverance. Also sold for $10. And then the PSI National Real Estate License Exam Prep Book, $10. This buyer just wore me down. He kept asking. I had it up for like $25, and he kept asking me why I had it for that price. And I tried to explain, and he said, yeah, but it doesn't look like it's new. And I said, it's basically new. I mean, I'm selling it as very good condition because I usually don't put anything up as new. And then he just kept messaging me just constantly. So finally, I just said, fine. What do you want to pay for it? $10? Okay, I took it. It was a little paperback. It wasn't, much. But he wore me down. He really did. Next, we have this book called Done with the Crying. Help and Healing for Mothers of Estranged Children. Sold for $12.50. And so this is a good genre. The next book also is in a similar genre. CBT Toolbox for Depressed, Anxious, and Suicidal Children, sold for $15. And then right after that, we had The Principles of Trauma Therapy. It's part of the DSM-5 update for $15. So you can see 3 sales right in a row on treating depression, treating, what was the other one there? So Help and Healing for Mothers of Estranged Children. So any kind of counseling, therapy, things like that is a good genre to look for. All right, another one is exam prep. So here's another exam prep, the PMP exam prep, sold for $15. All right, moving on. We have this one, the classic Doctor Who DVD compendium, $17. Followed up by, here's an example of, you see a book that has a really cool title, you'll look it up. This is Chandigarh's Le Corbusier, The Struggle for Modernity in Post-Colonial India. Right? That's the kind of book you can look up. $18 on that one. I thought it'd go for more because it really seemed very esoteric. And I figured usually esoteric and in a different kind of publisher, something unusual like that, going to go for good money. $18 still good. I mean, I paid 33 cents for it, so I'm fine with that. But I did expect actually for that one to go for a little more. Another military book, F2H Banshee. This one sold for $20. That's where I made my little mistake, so I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, we're back on track. All right, we're into more $20 sales. This is Blades in the Dark, which is a role-playing game, and this is a book that was new in plastic. This is the only time I will ever list a book as new, is if it's still wrapped in plastic. And then even then, I want to make sure that there's no holes in the plastic where dirt or condensation could have gotten in. And then if it looks in really perfect condition, I will list it as new. This next one was The Elements, a Visual History, sold for $20. And then we had another test prep. ATI T's, is it TEAS? Is it the T's? I don't know, but it's over $20, and that's what all I know is, and that's, yay, that's it. Okay. All right, here's the next one. This was one, June Meyer's Authentic Hungarian Heirloom Recipes. Don't you hate it when you're eating a Hungarian recipe and you're like, this is heirloom, but it just doesn't taste authentic. I need the real stuff. So June Myers, she's the one. Authentic Hungarian Heirloom Recipes, sold for $20. So cookbooks, let's talk for a second on cookbooks. Unusual. This one, Hungarian Heirloom Recipes, that's a little unusual. I had another one that sold, that'll be on the next video, on French Acadian recipes that sold. I think it sold. I had an offer on it. Maybe I didn't accept it. I don't know. Anyways, things like that, those are the ones that are going to sell in my experience, as well as books on certain products. So a zojirushi bread machines, things like that. certain diets, anything that's an unusual diet, very specific things tend to sell better than a general cookbook. Unless they're vintage, and then some of those vintage ones sell very well. So there's a lot of things. And then I also have a whole nother area of where I look for autographed books. So all those Food Network guys, Emerald, and they're autographed. Alton Brown, I sold an autographed book of his. And they seem to sign a lot of them. So that's another one to look for too. Here's another signed book, or a signed book. The Last Kids on Earth was a signed copy of that. Sold for $20. Not signed, it's a $3 book, $4 book. Signed, it's not great, but it's still $20. So here's another test prep book, Elevate Prep 2023. I sold one of these in the last video and sold another one on this one, $20 for that. Always religion. Religion sells, and this one is a Torah and a Hebrew transliteration, and that sold for $21. This one's a great pickup that I had. I sold my last, I had like 8 copies of this ECG workout, sold for $25, and I sold 3 of them. And those are my last 3 that I got those at the Amazon return store, and they had a whole stack of them. I picked them all up, probably paid $1 or $2 each, and I've sold each of them for $25 each. The next one also, this is also I picked up 8 or 10, I think 8 of these at the Amazon return store also. The NFPA 99 sold for $25, and I sold 5 of those, 4 to one guy and then 1 for someone else. So that was a good pickup there as well. But I think I have sold out of those. Another genre you can always look at is big game hunting, wildlife hunting. I have 2 in this video today on that. This is the first one, The Legend of the Muy Grande. And the Muy Grande was a deer. It's a deer contest, like the largest deer. I think it was the largest rack. And so the Muy Grande was like a legend of a deer. Anyways, sold for $25. Deer hunting book. And then Vintage Mathematical Methods. This is 1965. Sold for $25. All right. I had that other one, that NFPA 99. There's also an NFPA 101. Only had 1 of those that I picked up, and it sold for $30. I was at the Goodwill Bins once, and they had a bunch of comic books. I picked up about 100 or 120 comic books. A lot of them were in plastic with a cardboard backing, so I thought they'd be pretty good. Turns out they're not real valuable, but I sold 26 Batman that were the Rebirth comic books. I sold a lot of 26 of those for $36. So that's paid for all of them. If I sell anything else, it'll be profit. Here's another good idea. If you ever find books that are not necessarily that valuable individually, but you can lot them up. So again, I'm at the Goodwill Bins. I see a collection that somebody's obviously donated. These are Emil Loring hardcover books, and I picked up 6 of them, put them all together, and so 6 of them, I would have paid $2 for them, and the 6 sold for $45. Here's my other hunting book. So this is an odd one. So this is a little paperback book. It's called All About Bears. I looked it up on eBay. There was 1 copy for sale when I looked it up for $300. So I'm thinking, crazy person, obviously, touched in the head. There's no way this book sells for $300. So I looked it up on Amazon. 1 copy, $300. So I'm thinking, okay, there are lots of people who are touched in the head all over the world. So it's obviously the same person. But I thought, well, it's definitely worth picking this up for 33 cents and seeing how much I can sell it for. So I ended up listing it for, I don't even remember, $250, something like that. And eventually started getting a, someone offered me like $20 for it. And I'm like, no, And so what I did though, it had been up for a few weeks, not real long. But then I looked it up again. And by this point, there were several others that were also listed for around $100. So the guy who offered me the 20, I declined it. He messaged me and said, hey, I don't think your book is in really, I had it listed as in very good condition. He said, I think it's more like fair condition. I don't think it's worth, that much. And I kind of looked at it again and said, yeah, maybe I was a little bit off on the judging of the quality of the book. And so maybe it was more good, because the book itself was in fine shape. It's just the outer leaf edge had some discoloration to it. So anyways, I ended up selling it for $46, but I didn't know. If I could have held out longer, I probably could have got more, but this guy is also wanting a book on bear hunting, and he was in Anchorage, Alaska, so I just thought that was kind of cool. I wanted to sell it to him. So $46 for that, I'm happy to get that money. All right, this next one. This was a Misal Diario, 1963. This book was beautiful. I mean, it looked like it had never been touched. It was in a slipcase. The slipcase had a little bit of wear on it, but the book itself was really cool looking, and it sold for $60 to a church in Chicago, actually. And then the next one was a textbook, Criminalization, $60.60. We're getting up there. All right, we have the last two are my big sales for the week. They are, well, the big book sales of the week. My biggest sale of the week was not a book, and it was a big one. So, first we have the Basic Training Manual for Healthcare Security Officers for $75. Again, I got messages from somebody just asking me about this book and why I was selling it for so much. And he kept telling me about how he does this training and he knows that this book is not worth nearly as much as I was asking for. I think I had it up for $100. And, asking me why I wanted so much for it. It was not even the most current edition. And he just on and on and on. I was just like, I don't know, man. Hey, if you want it or not. And then like a few days later, somebody offered me $75. So I took that, $75 for that book there. All right, the next one. The last video I had a book called The Soul in Egyptian Metaphysics. Tiny little paperback, almost like a pamphlet, 21 pages long, and it sold for $75. The same time I picked up that little pamphlet, I picked up this one as well. And this is A New Way of Altering Consciousness, Manual of Dynamic Resonance, and it also sold for $75. 21-page little pamphlet. I mean, just this little thing. Got a question on it. I had it for $100. Somebody emailed or messaged me through eBay and asked some questions about it. Asked me to take pictures of some of the chapter titles, which I did, and then they bought it for $75. So I was pretty darn happy about that. So that's just another example of when you see something that has such a cool title, such as A New Way of Altering Consciousness, you're gonna look it up. And then yeah, that was fun. That was a really fun one. Anyhow, so that brought it up to, that's 40 books right there that sold for a grand total of $1,004.35. Average of $25.11, which is over my completely arbitrary and made up number of $25, which is where I want to be to consider it a good week, 2 weeks, whatever the time period may be. And I did it. So $25.11 on my average sale there. So, not a books. I have them over here. I forgot to put those on the other one there. But my not a books were this. I sold two SIM cards, $7.75 each. Still going through those. I get like $2 or $3 probably every time I sell one of those, because $7.75 free shipping. It's like $4 for shipping, and then there's fees, so $2 or $3 each time. Then we had some DVDs. This is the Partridge Family DVD set, sold for $12. Then I had these two vintage etchings by Charles Beckendorf from the 1960s. Sold them for $20 a piece to the same person. Combined shipping, I did refund them $10 in shipping costs. And I wouldn't have done it except they asked. Normally, if I can combine shipping and I keep that profit, I do that. But this person did ask if they could combine them and refund the shipping costs, so that's why I did it. And then, is that ready? Okay, and then my big sale of the week was this one. It was a redemption on a baseball card. So I collect baseball cards. I started off selling books to pay for my baseball card habit. And so I opened up a pack. I got out of 2022 Topps Gypsy Queen. I got this card. It was a autograph of Bobby Witt, Kansas City Royals player, numbered out of 50. And it's not the actual card, it's just a redemption for the card. So sometimes when they're putting the packs together, if they haven't gotten the cards signed by the players yet, you get a redemption. It'll tell you what you get. You send that off. There's a little scratch-off code on the back. And then they'll send you the actual card. So that sold for $250. So I'm not a big Royals fan, not a big Bobby Witt fan, so that's why I didn't keep it myself. But that was kind of fun. By far the most valuable baseball card that I have sold. So that put my Not-a-Book totals up to $317.49, which was a $52.92 average. And wouldn't you know it? Yes, indeed. That was my exact goal for this video. I was hoping I would hit $52.92 on my Not-a-Books. And there it is. Did it. Okay. Hey, before I let you go, I was at the Goodwill Bins a few days ago. Got there kind of late. So they opened at 8. And I was there at like 11:30. And I walked in and there was another guy scanning books out of the bin. Scanning everyone he picked up. And he, real friendly guy, he started talking to me. He said, hey, you got anything interesting today? And I said, no, I just got here. And he's like, man, everything's been picked over. I can tell that, you know, all the books are upside down with the barcode showing. So, you know, people have already been there through their scanning all the books. So I was like, that's too bad. And I looked down as I'm talking to the guy, and he's telling me how there's nothing interesting to be found. And I find this. It's a 1950 New York Yankees scorecard. It's in absolutely beautiful condition. It has been used. It's been scored from this game on May 6th, 1950. And I find it very interesting that it says the game was called on account of darkness. So this is obviously before 1950. They didn't have electric lights in Yankee Stadium. And so I thought that was kind of cool. So then I kept looking around. I found another one, 1949. Another one from 1949. So when you look at the list of players, there's Joe DiMaggio. These are the one was playing against Boston. You had Ted Williams. It was really cool. And then I also, let's see, this one is in bad shape. But this was a 1941, but it had a pretty bad rip. A 1941 Yankees scorecard. A 1945, also not in real good shape. 1945. And probably the 1943. And this is the best one, I think. This is from 1940. 1940. And it is in absolutely beautiful shape. And it was not scored. Which to me, the ones that were scored are a little more interesting, but these seem to have higher value if they have not been scored. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is like, it must have been in a binder or something all these years. That's from 1940. It's beautiful, right? I put it up for $125. This is the only one I've listed so far. I put it up for $125. It may not be worth anywhere near that. Someone else had one up for $150, and that's where I kind of priced it off theirs. These other ones, I'll probably lot these together because they're not, but I see a lot of these up for, you know, $20 to $30 each. And a couple of them, you know, not in good shape, but it never hurts to look. So even if you're there and you see a lot of other booksellers and they're going through and finding stuff, there still could be something to find. You dig deep. Go underneath, you'll find, look at stuff if it's just looks like a pamphlet, like those ones I sold for $75, the metaphysical stuff, you know, that looked like nothing. It really did. And I ended up getting $150 for those two little bitty pamphlets. Things like this, I don't know if they'll sell. I'm not sure what they're worth, but they're kind of fun and it's just worth a chance. So anyhow, hope that you have fun. I think that's it, right? Am I good? We good to go? Okay, I think so. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. I'm getting still dangerously close to the 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm at 950 now. So I appreciate it if you subscribe. And, you know, just go out there and sell the heck out of a bunch of stuff. And hope to see you sooner rather than later. Adios.